All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to one of the shows I was talking about earlier. I know we talked about a few videos I would do earlier on my announcement video, um, and this is the first of probably two of those videos because it might take up two videos to discuss some of the things because I don't want to talk about. I don't know if you guys heard that car go past; it was pretty loud. But I don't know if I want to talk about everything today because it might be too much to jam into one video. Um, so I think we'll just get right into it. I know we took that break probably a little bit after WrestleMania before Backlash. So we had Backlash that was Cody Rhodes versus AJ Styles. Um, what else do we have? We had Kevin Owens, Randy Orton versus the fake Usos, Tama Tonga, and I maybe it was Tonga Loa. No, it was versus Solo and Tama Tonga. Yeah. So we had that, and then I think it was Tiffany Stratton versus Bailey versus Naomi. Yeah. And I can't remember the rest of the matches, but that's. And we had Damian Priest versus Jey Uso. So we had those matches. I think there's like one or two more. Um, but Cody Rhodes beat AJ Styles, which that's really what I was looking forward to the most. So still champion Cody Rhodes going after Backlash. Um, that was a pretty good pay per view. It was in France, so they had it was on at like 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Um, so let me take a sip of this WWE Prime. Gotta stay hydrated, you know. Yes, this is one of my favorite bottles. Well, besides the WrestleMania one, this is uh, my favorite one. It is. I don't know if you can see that. It's probably backwards. It says flavor is Metamoon. And that pretty much, to me, it tastes like freeze dried Skittles. Honestly, I don't know if you've ever had those, but yeah, very very good. Um, so uh, we had Backlash. Then the next pay per view was King and Queen of the Ring, which that pay per view we crowned a new King of the Ring and Queen of the Ring. The King of the Ring was Randy Orton versus Gunther, and Gunther won. So now, I don't know if you can see the thing going across on the bottom. He's getting a title shot versus Damian Priest at SummerSlam. And then the Queen of the Ring was Nia Jax versus Lyra Valkyria, and Nia Jax won. I hate Nia Jax. She's irrelevant to me. I just don't like how unsafe she is at times. Um, but so she beat Lyra Valkyria, and now she gets a shot at Bailey. Which, by the way, whenever you win King of the Ring, you challenge the champion from your brand. So that's why it's Nia Jax versus Bailey, Gunther versus Damian Priest. Um, so also at King of the Ring, I think it was um, I forgot it now. It was Sami Zayn versus Chad Gable versus Bronson Reed for the Intercontinental Championship. Um, which Sami Zayn won that. I don't know that Damian Priest defended the title. Um, but I know that they made Drew McIntyre versus Damian Priest official for Clash of the Castle, which was the next premium live event. Um, so then the main event of King and Queen of the Ring, we had Cody Rhodes versus Logan Paul. I have a few pictures here. them facing off. Logan Paul's gear, I really liked it, the green and the black. He usually does something cool for the Saudi Arabia shows. He does something big. This was one of the cooler shots. You can see Corey Graves' face. He's shocked. And that kid right beside Logan Paul's knee looks pretty funny. So Logan Paul did use brass knucks. He punched Cody Rhodes in the stomach. And then they had something with one of the Prime employees. He had a Prime shirt on. And Cody Rhodes threw him over the barricade. Ultimately, Cody Rhodes won, which it was a very good match. The ending wasn't great because, I don't know, I guess he's popular in Saudi Arabia, but I have no idea who he is. Some dude pulled Logan Paul's leg, screwed the match over for him. Logan Paul even said, "Who the hell are you?" And that's what I was saying the whole time. Like, some nobody from Saudi Arabia. Costed Logan Paul the match, which I think was a great match. Either way. So the next, let me see if I can get another picture here. What would be the most recent? Let me just take this off. So the next pay-per-view we had was Clash of the Castle, and we had Cody Rhodes versus AJ Styles in an I Quit match. And Cody Rhodes did win again. And because ending of the match, he handcuffed AJ Styles to the ropes, and he threatened to hit him with the stairs. So AJ Styles quit, and that was the match. He still threw the steps at AJ Styles, which that was pretty funny. So whatever. And then they had Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre. This was the main event because the show was in Glasgow, Scotland. And the most predictable thing happened. Damian Priest won, but not without the help of CM Punk. He came out and he kicked Drew McIntyre in the balls, and the referee was knocked out at the time, and he came back in. Damian hit him with the finisher, pinned him 1, 2, 3, and that was it. But in that match, Damian Priest did suffer a pretty significant injury. He went to jump off. He landed on the middle rope, and he wanted to jump out of the ring, but his leg slipped, and he got stuck. And his leg got twisted in the ropes. And you can see Drew McIntyre did break character for a second there, tried to get him out, but then they must have given him some kind of signal to keep going. They would get him out. And something like that actually happened at one of the indie shows I went to recently. Better scenario because they helped him out pretty quickly. But, yeah, so scary stuff with that. And that pay-per-view was June 15th. And for months, we've been getting QR codes. We've been getting teasers and videos. So much stuff. And on June 17th, we found out that this was all for the Wyatt Six. And leading up to this, they had, like I said, the QR codes, and they said actually a few weeks before that all would be revealed June 17th. So we've been waiting for this date. It finally came at the end of the show. Let's go out. And so if you don't know, I'll break down all of the characters for you. The rabbit on the left, that would be Eric Rowan. The pig below him, that's Joe Gacy coming up from NXT. That's good for him because if he would have just came up from main roster to main roster from NXT, I feel like they might not have had a lot to do with him. So this is a good thing for him. And then beside him is Nikki Cross as the witch. We've seen her in a bunch of the videos, teasers for months leading up to it. And so we finally revealed that it was Nikki Cross. Beside her is Dexter Lumis. I know we haven't seen him in a while. and he is the buzzard. And then beside him is none other than Uncle Howdy. And I like how they're doing it this time. They are, revealing more of him. Let me see. This picture you can't really tell, but he doesn't have much makeup on. Like, so you can see his skin, like his neck, and you can see the skin around his eyes. Before that was like all grayed out, with like paint, and so now you can actually see him. So I like that because they're playing in the storyline that they are really talking about Bo Dallas. And so a few weeks ago, he came out looking like this. He ended up getting attacked by the Creed brothers, which are now aligned with Chad Gable, and they have their own little faction because Chad Gable ditched Alpha Academy. He turned his back on them, and now we have this Team Gable, as people are calling it. So I thought this is another picture of the Wyatt Six. Pretty cool stuff. They've been doing VHS tapes the past few weeks. VHS tape would get delivered to the commentary table by Nikki Cross. They'd send it over to the production team. They would get it out. Usually it's an interview with Bo Dallas or Uncle Howdy, like a one-on-one situation, Uncle Howdy and Bo Dallas. And we found out that they were doing it in the Firefly Funhouse. So that's pretty cool. And then last week's, we got Eric Rowan in the VHS tape. And this week, last night, because this is still same day as I record the announcement video, we had Nikki Cross. And I don't know, they must be doing some type of angle with her because they're not showing her. They're not showing her much. They unmasked everybody else. They showed Joe Gacy, they showed Dexter Loomis, they showed Eric Rowan, showed Bo Dallas, but they're not showing Nikki Cross that much. They did show her without the mask, but her hair's all over her face. And it was only like a 1 minute package yesterday. The past few we've been getting are 4 minutes. So something must be up. They must be planning to do something big with her. Let me know in the comments what you think they're gonna do with her. Right now, I really don't know. So yeah, we had this. I'll put this picture up too while we're talking about it. This was when Bo Dallas came out last week, and when he got attacked by Chad Gable and the Creeds. The rest of the Wyatt Six came out, and they helped him. And that's a pretty cool shot right there. That's pretty cool. And then I know I went completely off on Wyatt Six there for a good few minutes. So we missed, I'll talk about this now. Money in the Bank. We had Money in the Bank. Money in the Bank men's match was Drew McIntyre, Andrade, Chad Gable, Carmelo Hayes, LA Knight, and Jey Uso. I think that was it. So, ultimately, Drew McIntyre won, and he promised to everybody that if he won, he would cash in the same night because Seth Rollins would be getting a shot at the World Heavyweight Championship versus Damian Priest. Seth Rollins returned on June 17th, the same day the Wyatt Six debuted, and he challenged Damian Priest for a match. He gave it to him at Money in the Bank. And we had that match. It was a pretty good match. There was a big botch during that match. Seth Rollins hit a Falcon Arrow, and the ref tapped 3, but he didn't count 3. He counted 1, 2, but his hand accidentally hit the mat. But, because I think Priest forgot to kick out. So something must have happened there. So they must have did something, screwed something up. But sure enough, Drew McIntyre, and they did the same thing they did last year with the Money in the Bank. LA Knight climbed up the ladder, everyone's going crazy. He's finally going to get his moment, but he got attacked by Damian Priest. Damian Priest threw him off the ladder, went right back up, and got the briefcase. Jey Uso had the briefcase. He was about to get it down because it was swinging around, so he finally grabbed it, and he was about to get it down, and Drew McIntyre threw a ladder at his face, and he fell down, and then Drew grabbed the case. One thing I'll say about ladder matches, not the biggest fan of them because there's so many scary spots. Like, okay, I get it if it's Money in the Bank, but still, like any ladder matches, they scare me because you know people do get hurt and stuff like that. Like last year we had Ricochet versus Logan Paul. They tried to do the Spanish Fly, but since Logan Paul landed first, he slipped, and that caused Ricochet to slip. And they hurried it up, and they flipped over, and Logan Paul went head first into the table. He was all right, but I think he got cut up on his shoulder. Um, so yeah, especially with the women's ones too. The women's ones, I think they, I think they purposely try to do so much dangerous stuff just to make it entertaining. Because I'll be honest, women's ladder matches aren't that entertaining. Really, just like the end to see who wins, which the end was very entertaining this year. Um, the match was Lyra Valkyria versus Tiffany Stratton versus Chelsea Green, Zoe Stark, um, Io Sky was in it, and can't think of the last person who was in it. Naomi was in it. Naomi was the last one. I was looking at one of the posters I have in my room here. It was Naomi. So, Chelsea Green, she was from Canada. That's where it was. No, I don't think she was from Toronto, Canada. Um, so she went up the ladder, and she thought she was going to get it. And I think she started bragging. And here comes Tiffany Stratton, who was my pick to win. Everybody on the Triple B Experience podcast panel, which we'll throw that up real quick. Make sure you go subscribe to the Triple B Experience. I'm on there when we do wrestling picks, when we do wrestling related topics. So make sure you go subscribe to him. So yeah, everybody else picked Chelsea Green, and I think, one of the only ones to pick Tiffany Stratton. So Tiffany Stratton brought in a second ladder, and she pushed Chelsea Green's ladder, and she fell out through the side of the ring. She fell off the ladder, and she fell perfectly through two tables, which I was glad that, that she went through them perfectly, because usually they'll go through them sideways, but no, she had it timed out perfectly, and she got to she got on her back right at the perfect time. So she was crushed, and then Tiffany Stratton grabbed the case, which update on Tiffany Stratton's briefcase, it was destroyed by Bayley last um, Friday Night SmackDown episode. She stepped on it, and she hit it against the stairs, and she hit Nia Jax with it. So now she might have to get a new briefcase, which I have a feeling she'll get a new briefcase, and it'll be pink, and it'll say Tiffy in the bank or something. Which I think that we all knew that was coming when she won. So Money in the Bank main event was Cody Rhodes versus Cody Rhodes teaming up with Kevin Owens and Randy Orton, or the team we like to call what do we call it? American RKO. So they teamed up against the fake Bloodline, Solo Sikoa, or as I like to call him, fake Roman Reigns, Jacob Fatu, and Tama Tonga. I don't know what they're doing with Tonga Loa. They're kind of burying him, honestly. He hasn't gotten really any matches, and he had the botch of the night, besides the Seth Rollins one, which, you know what, I forgot to talk about that, so we'll get into that after I talk about this main event. Um, I knew the Bloodline was going to win because they've been building them up for weeks. They kicked out Jimmy Uso SmackDown after WrestleMania, and they added Tama Tonga. At Backlash, they added Tonga Loa, and then just recently they added Jacob Fatu, which I hate him. They make him too powerful. He's like a Brock Lesnar right now. He gets right back up. He just no sells everything, and he gets back up and just keeps fighting. So, I'm not the biggest fan of him. And also, they turned on Paul Heyman, threw him through the table. We haven't seen him in weeks, and now I think we're gonna see him at SummerSlam when we get Roman Reigns. I think we're gonna see Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman when we get this match at SummerSlam, Cody Rhodes versus Solo Sikoa, which this whole thing started when Cody Rhodes beat AJ Styles at Clash at the Castle, and Cody Rhodes was standing up on the stage, about to leave, holding the title up, waving to fans, and Solo comes out. Out comes the rest of the new Bloodline, and they attacked him. So then Randy Orton and KO came out. That set up the match at Money in the Bank. And then, so the ref obviously got knocked out, and Kevin Owens was about to hit one of them with a big move. And here comes Tonga Loa into the ring, and he tries to go for a low blow, but Kevin Owens stepped forward too much, so he ended up just like low blowing his ass and just scooping some. So that, and then he went for it again and he got it. But that was pretty funny. So Solo did pin Cody, which leads me now to know that Cody's gonna win at SummerSlam, because you don't pin Cody Rhodes twice in a feud. You don't beat Cody Rhodes twice at all in a feud. Um, he got beat once in this match. Roman Reigns and Brock versus Cody and Seth, which is this is really cool, by the way. I want to show this off real quick. This is commemorative WrestleMania tickets. They're like a hard plastic. My dad got me one. Well, my dad got me two, because this is the one that you get from Ticketmaster, since we got the ones off Ticketmaster for night one. And on the back, it has the combined weekend attendance. Great shot there. And then the other one is this one just for the weekend of it. Pretty cool. This is really cool. So yeah, like I said, Cody got beat once in that rivalry. That's a 2-match thing. He got pinned once. He beat Roman Reigns the next night. Same thing's gonna happen this time. Cody gets pinned at Money in the Bank. He's gonna beat Solo this time. Which I think this match should be like some type of stipulation. Like, it'll probably be like a no disqualification type thing, maybe. But I feel like it should be like an ambulance match or something big. That would make it exciting. And so I do think Roman Reigns is going to come out and help Cody, because he's going to come back as babyface. That's going to lead to original Bloodline versus new Bloodline at Survivor Series War Games this year, which I'm excited for that. I cannot wait to see Roman and the Usos reunite with the honorary Uso, Sami Zayn, which we did get a little taste of that last night on Raw, as Jey Uso and Sami Zayn beat the tag champs Finn Balor and JD McDonough. So I know I got off like I went completely off topic here. So I remember we were talking about the Cody thing, and then so yeah, Solo pinned Cody at Money in the Bank, and that was that. And now Cody has wanted to fight Solo for weeks. He gets destroyed every week, which that's what happened in the Brock Lesnar feud. He pretty much got beat up every week. There was like 1 week where he won over, but and then he got his freaking arm broken, and then he still beat Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam, ending that feud, winning 2 out of 3. So that was that. And then I said we would go back to the Seth match. So, yep, Drew McIntyre's music hits. He runs out. He cashes in. He wants to get his revenge, and then he about to hit a claymore on Seth Rollins. And Damian Priest throws him out of the ring. I'm pretty sure he got right back up, and then here comes CM Punk again, which we knew would happen. He beat up Drew McIntyre. He choked him with a cord, hit him with a chair, took the belt and sat on the announce table, and Drew McIntyre got pinned again. So then Seth Rollins was angry with Punk. He was mad with Damian Priest. Everybody was mad at each other. And that is now setting up Drew McIntyre versus CM Punk at SummerSlam, which has been a long time coming. I want to show this picture now. If I can find it. From my buddy Larry Stryker out there, I know he's watching. This was after Clash at the Castle. CM Punk put in an ambulance by Drew McIntyre. And then, actually, at Money in the Bank, we saw him return. And that's when he costed Drew McIntyre again. Which, I said on my TikTok, this was a waste of a Money in the Bank. And I know a lot of people in the comments disagreed with me. And they said that this was just long-term storytelling or to boost the storyline. They don't need to boost the storyline. This storyline should have been over with a while ago, but Fragile Phil gets hurt every time he gets in the ring. He comes out and he gets attacked, then he's not cleared again. He says he's going to get cleared, and then he gets beat up. He's not cleared again for weeks. Finally, he's cleared, and that's how they have the match at SummerSlam. But, Fragile Phil got to get something together here, man, because if you're getting hurt every time you're getting in the ring, nobody's going to want to see you. And that's actually how he got hurt in the first place. He took that DDT from Drew McIntyre, tore his tricep, I think. So that was the end of CM Punk for a while. Damian Priest retained. And then John Cena came out, actually, at Money in the Bank, announcing that he would be retiring. And this is the shirt he had on, the logo on the shirt. It says the last time is now. 2025 is the farewell tour. On the back of it, it said, after this, you can't see me, and it was a door. So he pretty much said 2025 is going to be his last year wrestling. Then he's going to take over, maybe do some stuff like in the back, be involved with the company for a while after he's retired from in-ring work. So he said he wants to do like 30 to 40 dates. I said this on my video earlier, which that would include pay-per-views. He said he wants to go January 2025 till December 2025. 12 months. You're going to put in the work, do all these matches, and then he's done. So I'm hoping like they'll come. Usually they come to like Pittsburgh or State College, which that's probably the closest thing to me. So I'll probably do that. Probably go to that if he comes there. I know that a few years ago they had in Pittsburgh when he was doing the Summer of Cena tour. It was John Cena, Dominic Mysterio, and Rey Mysterio versus Roman Reigns and the Usos, I believe. So, and then obviously John Cena and the Mysterios went over. So So yeah, it's kind of sad that he's retiring, but at least we have um let me see. Oh yeah, sorry, my dad texted me because we were talking about Hulk Hogan's new beer that he wants to get. Um, yeah, that threw me off. That threw me off track there. Um, so, dang, now I forgot what I was talking about again. Oh yeah, about John Cena. Yeah, so it's sad to see him retire. I grew up watching the, I would say, second half of his career, as I'm not the oldest of this generation. So, okay. Um, um, but the first like John Cena match I remember is his match at WrestleMania 30, versus Bray Wyatt, and I got like every John Cena shirt after that. So, um, I'm sure I'll do another show talking about John Cena, and I think that'll be in my next video who I think he's gonna face next. Because we're going 31 minutes here. I've talked about like a bunch of stuff in 31 minutes. Um, so yeah, we'll do another show talking about John Cena, who I think he's gonna face in his final few matches. Um, and that'll be that. So then let's talk about NXT for a little bit, shall we? NXT is really hot right now. We just had NXT Heatwave. We had Heatwave, and the main event was Trick Williams versus formerly in AEW All Elite Garbage. Ethan Page has come over to NXT versus Javon Evans versus Ty Dillinger or Sean Spears. He was also in the All Elite Garbage too for a while. Good match, I guess, except for the ending. Not how I wanted it to go at all. Trick Williams hit his finisher on Javon Evans. He got laid out. He hit his finisher on Ethan Page. And then Sean Spears didn't know, but Ethan Page fell on Javon Evans, and he pulled Trick out of the ring. Sean Spears pulled Trick out of the ring, and Ethan Page got the pinfall, and he is the new NXT champion. That was not the best. We also had Roxanne Perez defend against Lola Vice. I like both of them. They're not bad wrestlers. I saw Roxanne win the title at Stand and Deliver. I was there live. So that was pretty cool to see. But, I picked Lola Vice to win, but I didn't really care who won. And then the other matches were okay. So after the main event, I was disappointed. I'm like, oh man, Trick lost. And then, say his name and he appears apparently because freaking Joe Hendry pops up after. He did his little turnaround thing, and then that was it. You can see him. We've added him to the background now because we'll be talking about him a lot now because he is in NXT to stay, he said, for a while. He said he likes it in NXT. He's going to stay around for a while. And, I'm excited for it. My cousin and I both like Joe Hendry. As they say, we believe in Joe Hendry. So then we've had Joe Hendry in NXT before. We saw him a few weeks ago in a battle royal. It was actually last month. We saw him in a battle royal, and he got eliminated first. Everybody went crazy when he came out, and then they were mad when he got eliminated first. Kind of giving heel vibes, but then he came back because like I said, they put this image up on the premium live event, and then they showed that again on the commercial for NXT that they show on Raw. because NXT is, Tuesday, which NXT is today, so we'll have to see if he's on. And so there was supposed to be a tag match. It was supposed to be Ethan Page and Shawn Spears versus the angry Trick Williams, who wanted his title shot again. He wanted his rematch because he was so mad of how the match ended at Heatwave, and versus Trick Williams and Javon Evans. Javon Evans got attacked by the returning, I guess, Brooks Jensen, because Brooks Jensen was allegedly fired. He kept attacking like security guards these past few weeks. We've seen him. So they let him come back, and they said if he did that again, he would be permanently fired. They gave him another chance. So he attacked Javon Evans right as they gave him another chance, and then Trick was without a partner. So he did a little backstage interview, and, he said, maybe it's not the best idea, but maybe I need to look for a tag team partner. And she said, well, good luck, Trick. Hope you find a partner. This pops up on the TV. Everybody goes nuts. Everybody went nuts when he popped up on the TV. Same little thing where he does his, turnaround. So then Trick Williams came out. It was main event time. Everybody else was out there, Ethan Page and Shawn Spears. And then music hits. Here he comes. And Trick Williams and Joe Hendry got the win. Joe Hendry actually got the pinfall. He used his finisher, and he pinned Shawn Spears, I think. So they got the win. And then this was last week. Vic Joseph said his name, and he appeared. And he came out to do commentary when the Rascals were fighting the Gallus. So that was an okay match. Joe Hendry, Booker T is not a fan of Joe Hendry. He does not like Joe Hendry at all. He does not believe in Joe Hendry, which I think that's pretty rude of Booker T. But then we did have another interview in the back. Well, it wasn't really an interview. It was Gallus after they lost. They were mad, and one of them said, if I hear the name Joe Hendry one more time, and then he popped up again, and they played a song, like the first verse of it, and he said that he was going to be staying. Let me see if I can play this here. This is what they played. He appears. I believe in Joe Hendry. And then he showed up. I don't know if you guys could hear that. If not, I'll put it into like a short on YouTube here. But I can't get the audio in here to play for some reason. I'll try to get it fixed. But he said the Gallus said they wanted him out of NXT forever. They didn't want him to come back. They told him go back to Scotland. And Joe Hendry said that he's going to be staying in NXT for a little while longer, and that he likes it there. So I'm sure we'll see him tonight. He's one of the most popular wrestlers in the world right now. Very, very popular at the moment. He's so over right now, and that's good for him. So yeah, I think we've covered NXT pretty well. We've covered a lot of the stuff I wanted to cover today. Let's cover this too. This will be one of the last things we talk about. Grayson Waller and Austin Theory defended the tag team titles on the SmackDown before Money in the Bank, and they faced off against DIY in the same building that DIY won their first NXT Tag Team Championships. Way back when in prime NXT days, when NXT was in its prime. I did that so backwards. Which, by the way, let's talk about this real quick. I know I'm getting way off topic. I just want time here. I want at least 45 minutes. this Prime X competition. You get these bottles, and you go on their website, and you put the little code in. You get points. And I got an exclusive bottle. I got this hat. I got a shirt. It's really cool. It ends August 1st, so I'm trying to get another shirt here because something got on mine. But yeah, it's pretty cool. They've actually showed this logo on the little Titantron barricades on SmackDown. So that's pretty cool to see. Any Prime advertising, like they've had this on WWE television. Anything Prime is cool to see on WWE TV. The DIY versus Grayson Waller and Austin Theory. And DIY, I've been waiting for this to happen for so long. I didn't think it should happen at WrestleMania because I didn't think it was right. But I liked their DX entrance. But ultimately, new tag champs, DIY. They made them tap out using their submission hold, and they won the tag titles on main roster, same building that they won the NXT Tag Championships in. That's pretty cool. And it's pretty cool to see Johnny Gargano as a champion again in WWE. Because I like him. He's pretty good. A lot of people I know don't like him, but it's whatever, I guess. So yeah, I think that pretty much wraps it up. We're gonna be having another show, probably in the next few days, talking about SummerSlam matches. Like I said, I want to wait to see if they do another match, add another match. Like I had it on my thing down here. I'm predicting because they have a number one contender match this Friday on SmackDown, which it was taped because they're going to be in Japan Thursday through the weekend doing shows. Obviously, Logan Paul's not allowed to be there because we're not going to talk about that. But I think the Bloodline won that tag team match, so they're going to get a shot at the tag titles. I'm guessing it's going to be a SummerSlam, maybe. And then I think maybe Uncle Howdy versus Chad Gable. So we'll have to see about that. So we'll do a SummerSlam show. There's a few things I have here that I want to talk about. Some stuff with Prime. Some stuff, some other stuff. Some Dominic Mysterio business. So if you guys enjoyed the video, hit that like button. Comment down in there. Let me know what you think about any of the stuff we talked about today. Real quick, we'll say, head out to the APWF show, Saturday, August 24th at 7 p.m. at the Castle in Johnstown, PA. Going to be an exciting show. And also make sure you subscribe to the Triple B Experience, where he talks about the Steelers. Ew, just kidding. He talks about pop culture, wrestling, pretty much everything over there. So make sure you go subscribe. And then Pro Wrestling Extreme Talk. Make sure you go over there and subscribe. They do wrestling shows, as it's in the name. And then I don't have the graphic for Shane's show, but it's Mountaineer Mafia, I think it's called. We're going to see if we can find it here on the spot. Let's see. Alright, I can't find it, but I will get a graphic up for next show. So make sure you go subscribe to Shane's show. And, glad to be back. Glad to be doing shows again. Glad that there's a WWE Prime flavor. Glad that Joe Hendry is in WWE. Here's the case of the Prime that I got. I've been looking everywhere. I looked at Walmart every single day. and I went to GNC's and they didn't have it. Went to many stores and I finally found it a few weeks ago. So I'm glad to finally have that. But yeah, make sure you guys like the video, share it out everywhere, and we'll see you guys. Have a great day. Peace.